40 hours a week or more to a landscaping job and coming back after that?
No.
Did you see him going for the entire time that he was living with you to this landscaping job?
When he came around me, he put his job.
Okay, so by the time when you say came around, are you talking about the time he's living with you for that 2-3 months around the time of the homicide?
Yes.
So he wasn't employed during that time?
No.
Okay. And so looking at states 8, which is, the exhibit is 2 of 5 of 8. Was the money, the U.S. currency in hundreds of dollar bills that Mr. Boatwright is flashing, was that from his landscaping job or was that from the robbery that he just committed when he killed the victim?
Robbery.
How about 5 of 5 of states 8? And to be clear, we already agreed you're not an angel, correct?
Yes.
So you weren't employed during that time?
No.
Okay. So 5 of 5, looking at 5 of 5 with states 8, there's a picture of you and Mr. Boatwright. Where's that currency from?
Robbery.
When you say the robbery, you're talking about the robbery in this case where you and your co-defendants killed and robbed Tentacion Foy?
Yes.
Work doesn't start until 11:30. That's when Dr. Bird comes in.
Mr. Newsom wasn't employed while he was living with you, correct?
No.
So the $100 bills, and I'm showing the jury 3 of 5 of states 8, the $100 bills in U.S. currency that Mr. Newsom is flashing around the time of the homicide, where did that currency come from?
From the robbery.
The robbery where Mr. Newsom killed and robbed Tentacion Foy, correct?
Yes.
Get that down there. Yeah. Get underneath the cup. No, get underneath the cup.
Now, Mr. Kimmock asked you a couple days ago during his cross-examination about anybody talking to you, and I believe it was in reference to state or law enforcement, in 2020, and he asked about 2021 and 2022. Do you recall that? He went year by year and asked, did you speak to anyone during those years? Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. In 2020, you were on lock.
I don't know what happened, but I guess due to their malfunction or something, they should be back on in a minute, though.
In 2021.
There you go. We good.
Okay? So you didn't see your own attorney for about 2 years because of the pandemic?
Yes.
Was it even possible to speak to the state during that time?
No.
From your recollection, and during that time frame, did you also get did you get COVID?
Yes.
Okay, during that time that you had COVID, were you quarantined?
Yes.
And what did that entail?
Objection, time frame.
Rephrase.
During the pandemic, during the 2 years of the pandemic, when you were in custody, when you are being accused of not being able to speak to the state or getting a deal, while you were in custody, during that time, did you receive COVID?
Yes.
Objection, time frame.
When did you get COVID?
I think it was 2021.
Okay. And during that time, what did your quarantine entail?
I want to leave out of the unit.
And when you say leave out of the unit, you couldn't leave out of the unit. Were you able to accept visitors?
No. Couldn't even go to court.
Couldn't even go to court. Court was canceled too, correct?
Yes.
And you recall court being canceled, meaning no hearings that you could go to for your case during 2020 during the pandemic?
Yes.
How about in 2021 during the pandemic? Do you recall there were numerous closures for your case or cancellations for your case?
Yes.
Now, you were asked by, I believe it was Mr. Kimmock, starting with Mr. Kimmock, regarding any deal or benefit that you've received as a result of your testifying, correct?
Yes.
Now, so secret that you talked to me, correct?
Yes.
Have I said that you're going to receive any sentence whatsoever?
No.
You hope that you receive a lighter sentence, correct?
Yes.
But I have not promised you that you're going to receive anything from all the way from time served. You understand that? And that means that you could still receive life in prison, correct?
Objection meeting, Judge.
Yes.
So you could still receive up to life in prison.
Yes.
And you understand that the way that you resolved your case, which is you basically put yourself at the mercy of the court with what you refer to as an open plea. You discussed that on cross-examination, correct?
Yes.
What do you understand that to mean?
Only one person can sentence
Who is that?
the judge.
Okay, meaning myself, Miss Buffalo, do we have the right to sentence you?
No.
We can make a recommendation, correct?
Yes.
Your attorney can make a recommendation, but do
Objection
you,
meeting, Judge.
Overruled.
but you understand that the judge doesn't have to accept that recommendation, correct?
Yes.
Now, have you been to Reba before that day of June 18th?
No.
The day that you were at Reba, what kind of store is Reba?
A bike shop, obviously.
Nice and loud.
A bike shop, obviously.
You said obviously. Why was it obvious to you that it was a bike shop?
Everywhere.
Okay, and besides bikes, not bicycles, but you're referring to motorbikes, correct?
Yes.
Besides motorbikes being everywhere, because that's what they sell, what else did they sell that you recall observing that day?
All type of accessories.
Okay, accessories like masks,
Masks.
neoprene masks,
Yes. Gloves.
okay? Things, would you agree that it's things that a person would need to ride a bike? Helmets,
Yes.
jackets, things like that, correct?
Objection meeting.
Yes.
Sustained.
All right. You were asked by Mr. Kimmock what the individual wearing the backwards hat at the counter was holding. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you recall that you said?
A mask.
Now, at the counter where you were, weren't there multiple masks being sold?
Yes.
Objection meeting.
Overruled.
How many colors did you see?
Understand? On the mask now?
Yeah.
There's all types of masks.
Okay. Types of masks, different colors and things like that, correct?
Yes.
And you don't know, because you don't know the person, you don't know if that person that was at the counter is an avid motorbike rider, needing the mask for riding a motorbike, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's other reasons you need a mask. So I'll ask you this. Does Mr. Williams, at his house that you're aware of, have a motorbike?
Yes.
What kind?
He has several bikes. He has 4-wheelers, dirt bikes.
Okay. And at the time, he would have a mask for that riding, correct?
No.
So why this day did he need a mask?
So often.
Had you ever seen him wear a mask before for his motorbikes that he had?
No.
Had you ever seen him wear a helmet?
No.
Objection relevant.
Had you ever seen him wear one of those leather jackets to prevent chafing? God forbid you fall down.
No.
So, this is the first time that you've seen him purchase that type of mask?
Objection meeting.
Rephrase.
When's the first time you saw him purchase that type of mask?
Can't remember at that time, but he always was.
Okay. For purposes of June 18th, you didn't have any plans to go riding that day, correct?
No.
Who else had a mask that day on June 18th?
Me, Michael Butler, Trayvon Wilson.
You had the Dodge Journey. Did you have a trailer to hook up the motorbike to go riding?
No.
Would you normally have a way to transport the bike to an area, or would you just drive it or ride it from Mr. Williams' home?
He was just riding.
Okay.
Yeah, she's giving him some good questions. So I think he will make out because the lawyers, they can't come back and ask questions. You know what I mean? Because you can't go back and forth like that. The lawyers know they had their time. So she asked him some good questions.
Now I'm going to show you, during Mr. Kimmock's questioning, he asked you specifically about your October 23rd, 2018 statement, page 61, line 23 through 25. And I believe the questioning was whether or not you felt that there was pressure that you were receiving from Detective Curcio. Do you recall that?
Yes.
All right, now I'm going to ask you to read the entire page, not just a segment. May I approach you? Okay. Page 61. Go ahead and read the entire page. If you need me to turn it before or after so you can get context, let me know.
This was the part the lawyer was arguing about yesterday when the jewelry was out. They was arguing about.
Okay, do you need context before or after?
So Your Honor, objected to permissible bolstering. He did not say that he needed his recollection reform.
I'm going to object to speaking objection.
Overrule.
Okay. What were you referring to when you were asked about some of the pressure that you were feeling?
So what did I ask? What did I say?
What were you referring to? You were feeling some pressure, correct?
Yes.
Were you feeling pressure from Detective Curcio to answer one way or another?
Objection, Judge Hearsay, what are you referring to?
Overruled.
No.
Say that again?
No.
Okay. In general, have you been relaxed since you've been arrested for murder, or do you feel a pressure?
First.
It's not a relaxing situation for you, is it?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
How about testifying? How do you feel testifying?
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand the question.
Do you feel relaxed and comfortable?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
You feel relaxed and comfortable testifying,
I don't know.
okay? How about in 2018 when you spoke to Detective Curcio? Did you feel relaxed and comfortable then?
No.
Was it because Detective Curcio made you feel that way?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
With respect to July, when you were arrested, did you feel comfortable then?
No.
You were asked by Mr. Kimmock on cross-examination,
Oh, shit.
you were asked by Mr. Kimmock during cross-examination if you told Detective Curcio that you spoke to Michael
Can we
Boatwright
get this put in that case?
in July of 2022. You recall that?
Yes.
And you had given a different answer at that time, and that's what Mr. Kimmock went over with you. You recall that?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Kimmock asked you, is there a reason why
Get him.
you changed your testimony regarding that? You said yes.
Come on,
Yeah.
take him out.
What was that reason?
I don't want, trying to minimize my involvement at all costs.
Please, get up, my feet. Get off, brother. It's not breakfast.
You were asked by Mr. Padilla on cross-examination where the weapons that you testified about came from. You recall?
Yes.
And about your dad's involvement. Your dad is deceased at this time, correct?
Yes.
It was not for murder.
No.
How did your father pass?
Heart attack.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Objection, Judge, move to strike.
Overruled.
When you were asked about, by Mr. Padilla, how much money did Drake give you? And you said none, correct?
Yes.
You even know Drake?
Not personally.
Okay. personally or otherwise, through even middle people?
No.
You know anybody in Toronto?
No.
Do you know any of the names like Slump God or DJ Archimedes or any of those names?
No.
Did anybody connected with Drake that you're aware of hire you to do the crime of killing and robbing the victim on June 18, 2018?
No.
How about Mr. Boatwright? Did anybody connected with Drake hire Mr. Boatwright to do this crime?
No.
How about Mr. Newsom? Did anybody connected with Drake hire Mr. Newsom to do this crime?
No.
How about Mr. Williams? Did anybody hire Mr. Williams by Drake's team to do this crime?
No.
Now, you were asked by Mr. Ramirez, I believe it was yesterday, regarding what Dietrich Williams told Trayvon Newsom about the necklace. Do you remember that? The necklace that the victim in this case was wearing.
Yes.
Do you know how Dietrich Williams knew that the victim had a crab lock on his necklace?
And most real accusers have
I don't even know what they said. They all talked at the same time.
Overruled.
You can answer. Do you know how Dietrich Williams knew that the victim had a crab lock on his necklace?
most real accusers have crap like
Okay.
Fuck down, leave it fuck alone.
You've seen the discovery in this case, your discovery.
Yes.
You've seen photographs of evidence, correct?
Yes.
Were you aware that the necklace in fact has a crab lock?
Sustaining rephrase.
What kind of lock does the victim's necklace actually have in this case? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Would it surprise you that it's a crab lock?
Leading.
Sustained.
For those of us that may not know, what does a crab lock look like? Can you describe it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Has lock around in there, lock the necklace.
Nice and loud.
And it has two points that you slap the matches like this.
Okay. And so raise your hands up because the monitor so that the jury can see you.
That's it goes like this.
Okay, and it latches into the rectangular part.
Yes.
And do you know why, even though Trayvon Newsom was told, according to you, by Dietrich Williams, not to grab the necklace because it has a crab lock, do you know why Trayvon Newsom tried to do it anyway?
Yes.
Okay. Did he tell you why?
No, we didn't tell you why I know that.
Why?
Speculation.
If he knows it's not speculated,
heard the judge's ruling, you can answer.
Because he always brought me
Judge, I'd like to move the sidewalk.
The jury will disregard the last statement, but we can add sidewalk to which.
Again, Judge, I was this is getting outrageous. This is terrible because directing him towards movies. How did he know? He just said, how did he know? So we're inviting speculation, which included him volunteering. He was because he knew this is understood. We'll probably have no reason to suspect him of saying that, but Judge, right, and I think the state will right. New judge, we're driving, she's driving right over these lines, hoping the court will sustain our objections and grant the street. This is all totally a serious impeachment as to that change that she can focus on this way to sit back and this other times.
That's what I'm about, yo. Let me take this forever, yo.
You have to see.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Out of Mr. Boatwright and Mr. Newsom, who grabbed the Louis Vuitton from the victim?
Trayvon Newsom.
Had you seen the victim in this case, Josh Aonfor, in the store with his Louis Vuitton bag in Reba?
No.
get it.
What, if anything, did Trayvon Newsom say to Michael Boatwright in the car immediately after the homicide and robbery regarding Michael Boatwright's shooting?
And he almost shot him.
And what did Michael Boatwright say in response to Trayvon Newsom saying that?
I didn't even know.
Stop. Go back. Slow down. Move over there. Oh, you going to your right.
Mr. Ramirez asked you on cross-examination that if your testimony were to assist in convicting the 3 co-defendants, that you'll get a better deal. Have you ever been told that?
No.
And by told that, I'm referring to myself or anybody from the state or BSO.
Objection legal.
No.
Move. Go like that.
Just one moment. Just one moment.
Can you get him out? Yeah. You gotta do the bottom one. Yeah. Pull it out. Leave it alone.
I'm showing you defense exhibit, I believe it's a composite 4, and I can't tell from this which co-defendant entered it, but it's composite, oh, excuse me, defense exhibit 1, it's a composite 4 photograph. Okay, you recall these photos?
Yes.
Now I'm showing you 1 of 4. Were any of these individuals that are in 1 of 4 with you on the day that the 4 of you committed the homicide and robbery against Tentacion?
No.
Showing you 2 of 4. How about that person that's kneeling down? Is that person with you on that day at Reba?
No.
Showing you 3 of 4. The individual in the white shirt. Was that person with you on 6/18/2018 when you and your co-defendants killed and robbed Tentacion?
No.
Get it back.
Showing you 4 of 4. Were any of those three individuals with you on the day that you robbed and killed Josh Allen?
Yes.
Who?
Agent Wood.
And what is he wearing in the photograph?
Sweatshirt.
Okay, what color is it?
A lot of colors.
Multicolored?
Yes.
He'll come over here. He'll come over here. Say something.
I'm showing you Defense Composite Exhibit 2.
Yeah.
Now that currency that you're flashing in that photograph, is that from the robbery?
Yes.
And the robbery I'm referring to is 6/18/2018.
Yes.
Who's taking the photograph?
Stop letting them out.
I'm not sure if Michael Porter or Trayvon.
Okay, so the photographs were being taken by one of your co-defendants, Michael Boatwright or Trayvon Newsom, correct?
Yes.
In the room with you, where you are flashing the currency from the robbery, correct?
Yes.
Is that also from the same time? I'm showing you 4 of State's Composite Exhibit 2.
Yes.
And so in all those photographs, it was your co-defendant that took the photos.
Yes.
Just one moment. So you recall being asked about the amounts that you and your co-defendants received from the $50,000, correct?
Yes.
What was the amount that you always said that you received?
5,000.
Did that ever change?
No.
Daddy! Daddy, stop me away! Daddy, don't let us get away!
You smack him. He'll stop. Yeah, he keep on biting your feet. You smack.
No further questions.
Regret them having to move it,
Just a moment while I gather my things.
You go back to the cave. Daddy, time to go back in the cave. Let's go back in the cave.
No, we don't.
You need any of these exhibits?
Daddy, Daddy, stop fighting me. Mommy. I'm gonna wake up.
Mr. Allen, the amount
Yeah, that ain't right. You know what I mean? To keep on going back and forth like that. Like, so eventually they might get a, cause the states get the last word. So the state, yeah, that ain't right. They gonna keep on going back and forth. Cause the state get the last word. So after they get done, these lawyers get done. The state gonna go again, I guess. I don't know how long this back and forth gonna go. You know what I mean? Let's get back to it.
that you said that Dedrick Williams changed, though, correct?
Yes.
Just in July of 2022, just 8 months ago, you said that Dedrick Williams received $12,000, correct?
Yes.
And to this jury, you said Dedrick Williams received $15,000, correct?
Yes.
The amount that you said Trayvon Newsom received changed, correct?
Yes.
Just in July of 2022, you said that he received $12,000, correct?
Yes.
To this jury, you said he received $15,000, correct?
Yes.
And the amount that you said that Michael Boatwright changed, correct?
Yes.
You said in July of 2022 that you received $17,000, correct?
Yes.
And to this jury, you said that he received $15,000, correct?
Yes.
You would agree with me that whether Dedrick Williams received $12,000 or $15,000, that does not minimize your role in this homicide, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Is that good?
That you telling the prosecutor in July of 2022 that Dedrick Williams received $12,000, that doesn't minimize your role in this homicide, correct?
No.
No, that's just you not getting your story straight, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Sustained.
The prosecutor asked you about the pressure that you were feeling in October of 2018. The statement that you said to Detective Curcio was, "It's like you're trying to push me to say something I don't know," correct?
Yes.
You told the detective that you felt like he was trying to push you to say something you didn't know, correct?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Go ahead, you can answer. And in fact, you felt like Detective Curcio was trying to get you to say something that you didn't know, correct?
Not really.
So you were just making that up.
Yes.
You were just making up that you were feeling, that you felt like he was trying to get you to say something that you didn't know.
Yes.
In the prosecutor asked you about the COVID issue in the jails. The jails shut down in March of 2020, correct?
So yes.
So between October of 2018, all of 2019, and then from January to March of 2020, you did not receive any deal from the state attorney's office, correct?
No.
And they had ample access to you for that year and a half, correct?
Yes.
There was nothing prohibiting lawyers from going into the court, from going into the jail at that time, correct?
Yes.
From March of 2020 till the beginning of 2021, that's when there were these restrictions in the jail, correct?
Yes.
During that time, you could still meet with your attorney on video visits, correct?
Yes.
Did the state attorney's office ever seek to meet with you over a video visit?
No.
And then from the beginning of 2021 all the way until July of 2022, you did not receive a deal during that time, correct?
That it?
From the beginning of 2021 through until your meeting in July of 2022, you did not receive a deal with the state attorney's office during that time, correct?
No.
And during that time, prosecutors, lawyers, they were able to come into the jail, correct?
Objection. Speculation.
Lawyers were able to meet with clients in the jail during that time, correct?
Objection is misleading as to who the lawyers were.
Overruled.
I'm not sure.
You don't know if the restrictions were lifted from the jail, correct? In July of as late as July of 2022, there were still parts of your story, the money part, that you were lying to the prosecutor, correct?
Yes.
On behalf of the lawyers who- Kind of like one of the orders that was done.
Okay, no problem.
Me and Heather.
Come on, man, stop trying to talk. If you get all the time, man, you don't got time to talk, bro.
They probably think you're shoplifting. How much? You know better. I'll vouch for you. So, you've been there, what, a month and a half, or how long you been there now? I've been here almost a year now. Really? In pennies? Mm-hmm. Gee, all right, well, there you go, all right. As usual, I'm accurate. I'm pleased you're having fun, huh, Heather? It does. It does. Well, maybe you whip those folks into shape. You know, you can teach them the Heather way of doing things. So, I gotta get promoted, so I mean, I'm trying. There you go. Have you got a few days, or how you doing on your days these days? Yeah, there's like 12. That's like the minimum. I don't know, it might be more. Okay. Is it still just marijuana? Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Heather. No problem. Good to see you. I'll see you. Yes, you can. You can leave the closet. I don't know if that's a politically correct term or not. You can move on. But, okay, I'm out closet. I was insulting the guy who's slightly incontinent. And I go say, I'll let you go home early. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye, Heather. Hello, Jody. I see your shadowy figure there. Are you working today as usual? Alright. And just I'm thinking about you. I know you're living out there in your brother's former house, right?
Sir, you were asked by the state regarding my client and my client riding motorcycles, correct?
Yes.
But isn't it true that you have no idea about my client riding motorcycles because you yourself don't ride motorcycles? Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You don't ride motorcycles because you're too fat for the motorcycle. Is that correct?
Objection, Judge. I can make a motion.
Withdrawn. Actually, are you testifying that you've never seen my client wear goggles
No, I have not.
or gloves? Is that what you're saying?
I never saw one glove.
But that's based on what? On you're saying that you've seen him ride, or you're saying that you haven't seen him ride?
And I'm saying, I've seen him ride, but he rides all the time. But I didn't see him ride all the time. I was only seeing him ride sometimes.
But because you don't ride with him, correct?
No.
Okay. You testified that your dad was a drug dealer, right? You said that.
Yes.
And that your dad, apparently, one of his addicts is the one that drove you up to another state, correct?
Objection outside the scope of the redirect.
You can answer.
That is,
You testified to the jury that one of your dad's addicts drove you to another state. Is that correct?
I didn't say he was going to the state. I said he was going to Fort Pierce.
Correct, I'm sorry. So, one of your dad's addicts drove you to Fort Pierce, is that correct?
Yes.
That's because your dad was a drug dealer. What drugs did your dad sell?
Objection, Judge. Relevance.
Now, your dad's drug dealing is something that you knew about, correct? Kind of because you didn't intricately know the people that your dad was involved in. Is that true?
Objection. Relevance. Collateral matter as well.
You can answer.
Well, I believe if he was involved with anybody who's big people who was there.
He would tell you. You would know all that.
Yes.
And you're stating that because the state asked you regarding any knowledge that you had regarding your dad and persons from Toronto. And it's your testimony to this jury that you believe that you would know that. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think she asked me, my dad have any involvement with anybody.
Did he? Would you know that?
Yeah.
You testified that your dad died of a heart attack. But is it true that that heart attack was due to drug consumption?
Judge, I'm gonna object. Relevance. Now
you have knowledge that my client was involved and his business was tattooing people, correct?
Yes.
And as part of that business, people were paying him cash money. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And it's also true that you've seen on multiple occasions my client flashing money on social media. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
You're crossing half of
back at page 61. I had asked you some questions about page 61 of the statement from October 23rd, 2018, given by Yvonne Dorff. Remember that statement, right?
Yes.
The state asked you to leave the entire statement, correct?
Yes.
You had a chance to do that just a few minutes ago, right?
Yes.
How many times did you lie on that page alone?
Objection, Judge. Improper, impeachment, and formal question.
Since it's only once a year, maybe do it.
Now,
Last week in December, right at the end of December, sort of stack, then it would be done yearly, but it would be done at the end of the year
part of
instead
that
of the
page
first of the year.
talking about the guns. Remember what you said? What did you say? You won't read it. I'm sorry, Judge. You're right. That was like your recollection? You said they didn't load up with no guns. I didn't see him putting no guns in. Remember that? Yeah, that wasn't true. That was a lie.
Yes.
Here, in line 6, I think that's right here, where it is the second line. It's the second line of page 8.
Yeah.
And you said the only gun I could see was Trayvon's gun, even though you testified here, you knew all 4 guns were involved in this. Going down again, now let's go to line 13. And you asked about, they were getting goods, right? Your aunt all the time.
Judge, I'm gonna object. This is improper. I don't even know this is referring to the question.
Please be a little more focused.
Remember the detective asked you about the goods?
Yeah.
And you testified here, they bought a hoodie that day. That's where we were, right? You bought one, somebody bought one, right?
What it was.
It was a mess.
All right, you guys, well, thanks very much, and I'm glad your mom's doing a little better, and, all right, and so you, I know you're both working hard.
The detective asked you what they were getting ready to do, and they had the hoodies and the masks.
Yeah.
And here you testified they were getting ready to commit robbery, right?
Yeah.
But you told the detective, how am I supposed to know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And then the bottom is where you say it's like you're trying to push you to say something like that, right? So you say you're minimizing, right?
Yes.
But you're lying. That's what you're doing, and you're explaining it as if it's minimized.
Judge, I'm gonna object. It's argumentative, the question.
Is minimized rhyme with lie?
Judge, I'm gonna object. It's also argumentative.
Thank you.
Any reads based solely on the
No, no.
His birthday's next week, but, yeah, he's...
Thank you. You're excused. Do not discuss testimony from another witness.
That's worth it.
Sometimes calm seas are good seas, right?
Yeah.
Storms are not great, so, all right, what's it gonna be, 10? Oh, boy. All right, yeah, right.
Now, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
They brought up a good point, since I'm one of the ones who have to come in for that
All right, ladies and
panel
gentlemen,
as well.
10 minutes afternoon.
Am I still able to get my prescription today, or do I have to come in first before I can get my prescription?
No, you can get it today.
Okay, because Cameron has dentist appointment today, so I have to leave here, go get him,
Each time we break, I
go to
will
the
remind
dentist,
you
and then
that
I'm just gonna go through town and get my prescription. So where do I have to go to do the, how long does that panel thing last? Like, what all do I have to do? I can't remember.
So you just have to come here to Chestnut Ridge Center or the one in West Elmer, which is probably very close to you.
Well, it just depends on when I have to do it, so if I have to do today, it would be Chestnut Ridge, but if I could wait until tomorrow or Thursday, it would probably be West Elmer.
Yeah, Thursday would be too late, so it'd have to be today or tomorrow. Today, here at Chestnut Ridge, we are open until 4:30. Now, the other place is closed at 3:30. But tomorrow would be okay for her to do it? Absolutely, yep, today or tomorrow. Yeah.
And I just go in
Congratulations to Cameron, 12 years old, man. Welcome.
Judge, I just want to make sure that they don't
All right, good to see you. Tiana, how are you?
Ron, I can't control that.
I'm
Well,
doing
When and
great.
if he's ready, then we'll deal with it then.
Okay.
Just,
Making it along.
I
Any
don't
need
know
to
where
change your
they're
medicine
going
or adjust
to
things, or just keep doing what we're doing if we're making good strides?
But,
Yeah,
surveys
everything
will
good,
remain
everything
subject to
good.
recall. And if any of the
Well, it's always good. Like I said, I like it. No news is good news in a code clinic usually.
Yeah.
If nothing's falling apart, we're just making it. So, well, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in and joining the group. So it's good to have you on board. So,
I do, Judge, and I have,
Okay.
sure.
okay, so I have 2 for the afternoon, third is coming in just in case.
Okay, so what's that?
I have to, over the break, I'm gonna confirm about the third, but I definitely have to.
Okay, and, we'll shoot for between 4:30 and 5.
I think we can with the time frame that we have.
Okay, but it's always good to have someone in the bullpen.
Trying.
All right.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
1:30.
1:30, well, 1:25, you got 5 minutes before they come out. Always. Thank you, have a great night.
They going to lunch and everything. I'm gonna be back when they go get off lunch. I'll be back at 1:30. So I get this. Yeah, they going to lunch. I'll be back on at 1:30. Now we just sit here and watch the blank screen. So see everybody back. If you like the video, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back at 1:30.